Destoroyah, the mutated demon, the perfect life form. King Ghidorah, the demon of the galaxy, the supreme ruler of the cosmos. Both of these kaijus are considered to be Godzilla's greatest enemy. Today is part 4 of the Versus Battle series. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. Let's get into it. Destoroyah versus King Ghidorah. First up, we need to clarify the rules and boundaries of this fight. Firstly, what form of King Ghidorah will we be using? For this battle, we will be using the only Ghidorah I see as worthy, and really the only one I think has a chance against Destoroyah, the King of Terror, the Super Dragon King, Grand King Ghidorah. Now for Destoroyah, he's free to transform into any of his stages in this fight. Neither kaiju is allowed to run off. They will both be fighting until the other one is dead. Also, I should mention before someone writes an essay in the comments, we will be assuming they are fighting at the same size. Even though size doesn't really matter in a kaiju battle, I thought I should mention that. Before we break down their battle, and who would win, let's go over the categories we'll be covering. These categories include Strength, Speed, Battle IQ, General IQ, Durability, Regeneration, Abilities, and Agility. Without further ado, let's get into the battle. Strength and Speed. Starting with Destoroyah, we will take a close look at his feats for these categories. Strength. Destoroyah's greatest show of strength is when he effortlessly lifted Godzilla with his tail and dragged him around the city. And for reference, this incarnation of Godzilla weighed 60,000 metric tons. Speed. Destoroyah in his perfect form can't really go too fast, and he can't really even stay in the air for too long due to his weight. However, his flying form can go up to 100 miles an hour. Grand King Ghidorah. Strength. We don't see Grand King Ghidorah really lift anything that was a challenge for him. All he can show for his feats is when he threw Mothra around, and Mothra only weighs 5,900 metric tons. Speed. Grand King Ghidorah can fly at a top speed of Mach 3, which converts to 2,301 miles an hour. He can even go faster in space. Outstandingly, he was able to fly with one wing. Outcome. So the winner for these categories is a tie. Destoroyah easily wins strength, though we have never seen Grand King Ghidorah's full potential. Speaking of Grand, he easily flies away with speed under his wing. Battle IQ and General IQ. Next, it's time to see who's smarter on the battlefield. Destoroyah. Battle IQ. Destoroyah has only gone against one kaiju, of course being Godzilla. However, it was the most powerful version of Godzilla, that being Burning Godzilla. He was able to keep up with Godzilla long range, and even overwhelmed him from time to time in hand-to-hand combat. He was also able to attack Godzilla emotionally, when he picked up Godzilla Jr. and killed him by dropping him from the sky. However, we don't know how well he'd hold off against another flying kaiju. General IQ. Destoroyah shows an average level of intelligence, about that on par with a human. A great show of this, like I already mentioned, is when he attacked Godzilla emotionally, by going out of his way to kill Godzilla Jr. Grand King Ghidorah. Battle IQ. Grand King Ghidorah has only fought one kaiju, that being Mothra, which wouldn't be much on its own, until remember that Mothra is widely considered to be one of, if not the most powerful Toho kaiju. He also fights many forms of Mothra throughout his film, and most importantly for this fight, Grand King Ghidorah has experience with fighting other flyers, unlike Destoroyah. General IQ. Grand King Ghidorah is quite malicious, as he comes back to Earth after wiping out the dinosaurs to feast on humans. A good show of his intelligence is the fact that he can mind control targets. Though it's not too strong, the fact that he can do it at all gives him a big bonus. Outcome. So who wins the Battle of the Mind? The winner of both Battle IQ and General IQ is Grand King Ghidorah. Since he is more used to fighting flyers, he wins the point for Battle IQ, since I can see him doing better in aerial PvP than Destoroyah. And he wins General IQ because he has shown much more planned out attacks, coming back at certain times to feed on the life force provided by the animals on Earth. Next up, we have two very important things on the battlefield: durability and regeneration. Destoroyah. Durability. Destoroyah was able to take many blasts from burning Godzilla's heat ray. This same heat ray severely damaged Super Mechagodzilla, even with his diamond coating, and it also damaged Space Godzilla. However, he does have a weak point, that being the center of his chest, which if hit can cause a lot of damage. Regeneration. Destoroyah has almost a cheat code when it comes to regen. If and when he splits apart, once he recombines, any damage that was previously done will be gone. Grand King Ghidorah. Durability. Grand King Ghidorah has a barrier that can block seemingly any beam thrown at it, and he was only able to be damaged by armored Mothra. Regeneration. Grand King Ghidorah's greatest show of regen is when he regenerated his entire body from a small piece of his tail, though we don't know how long it took. Regardless, still very impressive. Outcome. So who would last longer in the fight? Durability just barely goes to Grand King thanks to his barrier, and regen is our first tie between Grand King Ghidorah's insane healing factor and Destoroyah's cheat code when it comes to recombining. They both take this category. And finally, we are at our last two categories, agility and abilities. Destoroyah. Agility. No, none. Abilities. Destoroyah has a wide range of abilities. Said abilities include Flight, division and recombination, micro-oxygen beam, energy draining, DNA absorption, variable slicer, spikes and pincers, stomach beam, oxygen mine, oxygen destroyer, Grand King Ghidorah, agility. Once again, they're like bricks. Abilities, flight, gravity beams, anti-gravity beams, hypnosis beam, fireballs, wing shockwaves, regeneration, barrier, dome, teleportation, mind control, electric bolts. So who wins the final two categories? Well, firstly, neither of them win agility. They're both fast, but not agile at all. But abilities, it's a little bit more complicated. It's more or less a tie. Destoroyah wins when it comes to beams, because his are much stronger than Grand's. But Grand King Ghidorah and his wide range of random abilities also helps him win this category. So the winner of this battle with a score of 6-3 is Grand King Ghidorah. Now before I end this video like normal, I will list a way for either kaiju to win this battle. Firstly, Destoroyah. I could see Destoroyah winning if he were able to get Grand King Ghidorah onto the ground, wrapping his tail around him and starting to constrict him, and maybe a beam to the face or two. And now Grand. Grand could win in many ways, but the way I see as the most entertaining is this. I could see Destoroyah dividing somewhere in this battle. And once he does that, he's trapped. Grand King Ghidorah can summon his dome and lock him in there, feasting on his energy until he dies. And that wraps it up. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Keep collecting, everybody. Godzilla guy out. See ya.